Welcome back to another episode of What's Kickin'. First, here's how Game Week 23 played out. It was a good weekend for Man City's rivals as the champions dropped 2 points at Southampton. Chelsea and Liverpool both took full advantage against Tottenham and Crystal Palace respectively. The gap has now narrowed, as you can see here. Liverpool can move within 6 points behind the leaders if they win the game in hand. Were the Reds and Blues actually lucky to get the win? A couple of questionable decisions changed the direction of the game for sure. Let's ask our supporters what they think. You must be glad your team got the 3 points at the weekend, but don't you think Harry Kane's goal should have stood?
Honestly, did not see the push, but of course, scoring at the 39th minute, right before the halftime, only being foul for it to be called as a foul, that is a relief. But whether it should stood or not, now watching the replay with the push at the back from Thiago Silva, maybe it should be called off. But I'm relieved it did not count.
Do you think the outcome could have been different if Spurs were to go 1-0 up? Because you know how Antonio Conte, you know how good he is when they score the first goal and they know how to defend the lead.
Honestly, I found it a little bit peculiar. I was expecting Spurs to have a run at Chelsea at the back line. And not fielding Moura was a little bit peculiar in my honest opinion, because having Lucas Moura on will probably give Chelsea defense a little bit more of a headache. Whether Spurs or Chelsea, both teams, I would say in the final third was a little bit poor, but of course Chelsea had the edge. So I'm glad for it.
It's right to be disallowed. Would you argue that your ex-manager implied Thiago Silva went down too easy?
But a push is a push, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's definitely from the back. So, of course, with the help of the reviews and the match officials, obviously a push from the back is a push from the back.
Ex-Premier League ref Mark Clattenburg has come out and said Liverpool's second goal and the penalty should not have been given. What are your thoughts about it?
We can always complain about refereeing decisions, but that's what makes the game interesting. And I think that's one of the purposes of VAR, even though I'm still not convinced about VAR because it's a bit weird. It's supposed to be like foolproof, but I suppose nothing is. Talking about Liverpool's penalty, obviously I think all of us can admit it was soft, no? But having said that, I don't think it would have made a difference to the result of the game anyway. We would have gotten 3 points. We're 2-1 up. A couple of minutes to go. That goal just sort of gave us a bit of breathing space for the last couple of minutes. Obviously, normally a lot of coaches say that decisions go the way of bigger teams, but that's because the bigger teams tend to put themselves in the positions for those sort of controversial decisions, for the final push in the penalty box, and that's why we speak about it. But again, all's fair in the game, and the race is still on now.
Do you see this as a good omen? Do you think Liverpool can be champions again?
Well, I'm hopeful, of course. Again, City looks absolutely strong, but nobody's unfallable, unbeatable. It's only 23 games in the season. We thought, this month was a bit of a pressure month, obviously losing our African stars to the AFCON. But we've done well. We've managed to get into a cup final. We've won a couple of games in the absence, and looking forward for the rest of the season. I think quietly, I believe we'll be there. Come on, thereabouts in me. I don't think so much about Chelsea, sorry Vincent, but at least Liverpool against City for the race till the end.
Vincent, what do you think about Liverpool? Do you think Liverpool can be champions?
I will not speak for Liverpool, but maybe for Chelsea. I'm hopeful, but Manchester City, as we all know, like Asran said, no team is unbeatable. But as of now, the gap is widening. Man City, I don't think they are slowing down. I don't think they are going to drop a gear. I think they are only going to up a notch. Yeah. So are they clear champions, clear favorites? Yes. Very outright clear champions? Don't know.
And Asran, I'm going to ask, do you think Chelsea have a chance at getting the title?
Well, honestly, again, I'll always look behind and see Chelsea because, again, they've proven themselves to be quite a quality side. They've got a very good manager in Thomas Tuchel and, again, a very good squad, champions of Europe. I think there's no fluke there. But I think having seen on the balance, it looks as if it's going to be Liverpool and City at the end. Chelsea will probably try and vie for a couple of cups. Again, we're going to meet each other in the Carabao Cup final. That's going to be a good one. But also, of course, I'm sure they would like to repeat their feats in Europe. And let's see. But personally, I don't see themselves going through all the way in the league. It's going to be between us and City.
Quick predictions. You talked about the League Cup final. I want to get both of your views. Who's winning the cup final, and give us a score?
I'm definitely, it's going to be a biased opinion, but honestly speaking, I think it's going to be a tight game, probably 2-0 to Liverpool. Jota, of course, our number 20 is going to score.
Vincent?
I'll probably say they may push past 90, but I will hope a 1-0 win is good enough.
The weekend's result gave Liverpool and Chelsea maybe a glimmer of hope, but still, for City to be caught, did they need to lose at least twice before the season ends? Can you see this happening?
The 6-pointer, obviously, against City, when we play them at the Etihad, that's going to be crucial. We have to win there, probably, and not drop any points. I think the problem with Liverpool, in December, was we were dropping a couple of points away against West Ham, amongst others. So I think if we can knock those sort of decisions out of the equation, keep on grinding the win, like how City have been doing, the 12 wins in a row. I think probably hoping that some other big clubs do us a favor as well. 15 games to go, anything can happen. But if they keep on playing the way they are playing, it's a very, very good team. Well drilled, well oiled, even without a striker.
To lose 2 games possible, especially during the third week of February, where they play Spurs, Everton and United. Maybe between those time frame, they may slip
Everton and United are going to roll over, Vincent. They're helpless at the moment. Maybe Spurs, but Everton United, let's not bank on them. They're just going to fight the mid-team.
I'll just say, never write them off. Never write them off. I'm sounding like a United fan, but no, it's just a nightmare to play against them, I'll be honest.
You make sure you hold them at bay at 4th, at least, Vincent.
I think both of us can say, like, us Chelsea, Liverpool fans, we don't want United in the top 4.
Nope.
Yeah, yes and no. But honestly speaking, with the amount that they've invested in the club, especially this season, they're underperforming at this point of time. Top 4 should be a given. They should be challenging for the title. They're underperforming, but who knows? As you mentioned, it's United. They are an established club. Let's see if they can haul their way back to top 4. But I honestly see Chelsea and probably Spurs being top 4 this season.
With all the remaining games, do you think Liverpool and Chelsea, they have to win all those remaining games to stand a chance of winning the title? Do you think it's doable? It sounds difficult, but what do you think?
Against the big teams, obviously the idea is not to lose. The good thing about Liverpool, our record against the big 4, big 6 has been quite good, exceptional in fact. So I do see us nicking a number of points over there, away at the bigger grounds. But it's the mid-table games that I'm wary about when it comes to Liverpool.
We actually have a history of dropping points against these lower teams. Like early in the season, Brentford, where we should have definitely won the game, and then 3-3 draw.
Brentford, Brighton. Again, these games, we should have wrapped them up in the first 45 minutes. Somehow we let them come back into the game, and we drop points there. So it should have, would have, could have, of course. But again, I think it's against these teams that we have to win, like how City have done.
Do you think it's doable, Chelsea winning all the remaining games?
Of course, I'm hopeful, but in the Premier League, it's so unpredictable. Of course, looking at the fixtures, we are hoping to collect points from the likes of Norwich, Burnley, Newcastle. But again, it's the Premier League. It's so unpredictable. And that's why it's the best league in the world. Some may say, some may disagree. But yeah, hopefully Chelsea will be able to collect all points. Difficult, but doable.
All right.
And can I give one prediction, Annie?
Yeah.
Final game of the season, Stevie Gerrard wins against Man City with Philippe Coutinho scoring the winning goal. That's going to be a storybook finale.
Yeah, we want that to happen so bad. After this weekend, the 4th international break of the season will kick off. This means we will not be back until after the February 12th weekend games. The Premier League, however, returns with midweek fixtures, and these are the matches that will be played from February 9th to the 11th. Liverpool versus Leicester should be good. And here's what follows on the weekend. Which games are you looking forward to? As a Liverpool fan, I'm hoping for a miracle. Norwich to upset Manchester City. I'll see you in episode 13 of What's Kickin'. In the meantime, do send your thoughts to this email address and don't forget to respond to the next post on FMT's social media platforms to be a part of our Football Mad tribe. Stay safe and bye-bye.